Morning rays, years and flames, turn to the west, the west, the west. Be honest, there wasn't a dream. Bell society, unity, cornets, being sound flows, flow through home, trapped by the power of the dream. The power is yet unknown. Morning rays, years and flames, turn to the west, the west, the west. Be honest, there wasn't a dream. Bell society, unity, cornets, being sound flows, flow through home, trapped by the power of the dream. The power is yet unknown.
Hello everybody, good to see you all here. Hopefully you can hear me. There we go, there we go. Oh, I'm double micing. Why am I double micing? That's not what I want to do. Ah. Interesting. Why am I double mic'd? Which one do I need to mute? This one? That's probably the one to mute. Okay. Hello guys. Good to be here. Right, I'm aware we're a bit late, but today has been a busy day with world stuff, and there was some weird tech issues there where there was something odd with the stream key. Anyway, it has been fixed. We are all now here. Glad to have you in here. Thanks for coming and saying hello. Let's go. Make sure we are all fine here. Fantastic. Right. Let's get to the business, hopefully, of getting ourselves a feed. That is the correct one to have muted. Okay, why have I suddenly got an extra mic line in? That's wild. Anyway, we're here now. Not a problem. This is the wrong one. Let's go switch ourselves in, because we did say we'd do GK versus... No, sorry, not GK. No, Sam. No. It'll be this one. MISA versus KCB is what we said we'd do. Give me a second. There we are. We're in. I do apologize, as I said, for being a bit late here, but we had a whole thing getting ready. But we're in, and hopefully all functional. World's Draw for tomorrow is good. Did you see it? We did indeed. We were co-streaming it, in fact. If you want to watch myself and Nymera managing it, we are doing live broadcasts every morning on twitch.tv/Nymera. Also, for myself. Can we watch the Jinx game too? Sorry, sadly no. I said I'd do this one, so here we are. I am, however, going to leave you all very briefly, get myself some hydration sensation that is sweeping the nation, and I will go on from there. Pull you out. There we go. That'll do. I can go over this way. Let me get a Nivea's chat up as well. Edward Gaming Enjoyer! Okay, stream. So someone's an EDG fan. Glad to have you in here. Hey, Solly. Anytime. Starting a stream without hydration. I know, I literally went to go get myself some food, to be fair, because I'm not eating today. So that was the idea. Ooh, nice pickup there from KCB. Well managed onto the Cassante. Mahile, nicely punished. Where do I need to go? It is here. No live. We should be live. Hopefully. I'm hoping you can see us all. Oh god, don't say that. Thanks, Al. There's pasta in the fridge and leftover stew. So you can just heat that up if you want. Is it 2 series or just 1? There is a second series happening at the same time. But they're not one after the other. They're both best of 5, so they couldn't quite get them both in. It's just the way it is for now. We should still be live. I can't spell. KCB in a pretty good spot so far right now. They've gone for the very heavy Jarvan Ambessa Alistair pick comp with the Hui artillery follow-up on their diving spotters, and Kaiser to follow up as well. Makes a lot of sense. Whoever gets engaged on should have everyone follow up and hit some damage. Hey Frostwind, good to see you. Should also theoretically decent damage back. Be able on the other side to have just turn up to big team fights and be pretty scary themselves, right? Because you've gone Xin Zhao, Kasante, Nautilus with a lot of consistent DPS of the Corki and the Rise. A little less obligated to hit really big combos onto the back line. But you are a lot shorter range. You are less good outside of the team fights, I think, in some ways as well. Though I do think the Corki value could be good early. J4 going to go in. Sam, Water. Thank you, Amber. I'm ADHDing all over this. Firewater 2 weeks offline from editing from LR, and just today I realized they're going to play LEC and all the drama in it. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. And then, like, we'll have that conversation again tomorrow, probably more than today, because obviously LR aren't playing today. But we can have that conversation. We've done it before. I'm happy to do it again. I think they are a victim of LEC wanting to capitalize on their success, and it's just not been managed that smoothly. No hate to the players or Cadel, right? Like they are in the position they've said yes to what is a great opportunity for them. Can't blame them on that. No, exactly. Not their fault. Not their fault. Trying to go for water. Stop fighting, guys. That should probably be a very dead Nautilus. Maybe enough tankiness? Nah. Okay. Oh, wow. Violence has been occurring, I see. What happened there? Yukino and X-Kit got traded for Closer and Batu. Firewater, let's see, Misa, as to me, it is stronger. Of course, they have, what, 2 Koreans? Yeah, they got a few really good players in there. But I think KCB are a really good team. They're one of my tournament favorites for a reason, and you should be scared of them. They went for the play here, and largely it started fine, but again, this is the consistent DPS issue, because the people who were not hit here were Tungi and Cormi, who got to get through a lot of rotations and get a lot of damage down. Exit ends up falling. I'm indeed back. Did I see? What's up, Ten the Creator? Do and be crashing out. Oh, no. No, I did not. Because of BLG? Oh, was this their day one play, or today when they just turned it on out of nowhere? Because that's incredible. I think I heard something. Today's matches shouldn't overlap now. The scheduling is so ass. Well, we've got 2 quarterfinals happening right now, and there's 2 tomorrow. Here's the way it works. Hydrate from Andrea, thank you very much. Also for the follow, nice for H, Brian JC, Sekirai, Skizma, Pubiswart, Alatar, Deadfish, Beamanane, Hunterchew, Dride, Fanatic Poby. All of you for following. I appreciate it. It's Jay. Oh, righty then. Simultaneous. Yeah, it is, unfortunately. So I was thinking about how he was going to kill them on stage. Yeah, yeah. It's a must, yeah, against 100 Thieves. Yes, I did see that. There were some very strong statements being thrown around. To be fair, BLG didn't even look good today. I think BLG looked pretty solid today. It wasn't perfect, but I think they looked pretty solid. They were deservedly the better team today. Knight had some wonderful sidesteps. It was much more like the BLG we're used to seeing, which was good enough to win LPL. Just because it's scrappy doesn't make it not successful. Probably watching EU Masters to see prospective teams for next year. That's the one. That's the one. And we're kind of close to the stage, yeah. Yeah. Oh, camera's doing its weird thing. I bet it's doing its autofocus thing. I bet that's what it's doing. Hang on. Stop this. I knew it. There we go. A bit more like it. I wonder how much World's Meta is going to affect EMEA Masters, especially with Caitlyn Pryor and his ear pen ban. Yeah, but I think a lot of teams will practice what they practiced, right? So we shall see. I think we'll still see a lot of Hwei, a lot of Jarvan down here. Rise will still be good. Corki will still be good. We have got a few teams that play Caitlyn anyway. That's fine. Poby will pull up with a gun if he can. No, Poby. Doomby will pull up with a gun at this rate. I mean, who knows with that man? Well, I want to CFO to win and KD to win tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I fear it may be a double LPL win. But the CFO game in particular will be very close. I have a lot of faith that'll be exciting. Again, I think people have, once again, entirely underrated CFO once more, and I just don't get it. I had them genuinely as a semi-finals caliber team if they play well. They're a genuinely excellent team. But Ale looks the best team here so far. I wasn't as sold on Ale's. I mean, Ale had a really good game today. Yesterday, we still saw some of their flaws. I still am not entirely sold on their early games. Shanks has stepped up, which is good, but I think Flandre has been a potential loss condition. He's not laning that well. For me, I think Top Esports have been the best looking LPL team, because my god, they are scary from a snowball, and Kanavi's pretty consistently racked people. Though I think, again, AL being able to win today in the way that they did, with Kyle playing as well as he did against Gen G, exceptional. Exceptional. And I don't want to take that away from them. I don't want you to come away from this conversation saying, look, AL are bad. That's not it. I still think they look very, very good. Tarzan the GOAT, best jungler in the world. I mean, yeah, for me, it's between three people coming in, or was between three people coming into the tournament. It was Tarzan, it was Kanavi, and it was Owner. I think Owner's had a pretty mad tournament. I think Kanavi and Tarzan have been popping off. Great news for them. Anyway, there was a conversation about how the hell is MISA's comp supposed to win here. They play very good front-to-backs. Very good front-to-backs. They got really nasty pick, and they were actually surprisingly tanky. Ryze will be quite tanky because of how he built, and you got a Shinzao, a Cassante, and a Nautilus. If they go diving on in and don't secure the first kill, the extended fights are MISA favored, right? Because you've got a very, very burst-heavy option with the Hui and the Kaiser. Oh, nice flash to secure. Colmy's dead. That's nicely done. And Yukino's just on it. Yukino's just on it. He's playing really well. Playing really well. CFO T1 game was so fun to watch. Yeah, it was a great game. I think CFO came in with a really good plan into that one. I think it caught T1 a little off guard. I think the Draven into the Rek'Sai was very astute because Alex called it out in draft, actually saying stand aside is very, very annoying into Rek'Sai because you pull her out of the tunnel. Yukino's been genuinely excellent across Mere Masters. Flash, hook, flash, away from. Eclipse is done for Ambessa. Are we playing for Herald? We might be. Yukino doesn't have ult, so it's a bit risky. He's also lost a third of his HP, but he can't walk up to this very easy. He needs a TP. They're going to try and late contest this. Yukino needs to flag and drag away. Does buffer out well, and they turn well. I mean, Pierre just got blasted. Might be able to turn back into play this. Yukino with a smite. Q smite. Q smite. Yeah, we go. Into the backline goes Mainta with the public execution. Tungi's really low. X-Kick gets to follow up with the ruthless Killer Instinct is the one. Not the Renekton ability. Oh, all out. Mainta Way may well die here. Do they want to jump onto Mihile? He got the double. Eats a lot of damage because he has shredded all his resists, and now X probably just murders him. Oh, you got walk face first into him. Oh dear, look at all that Omnivamp. Q3. Oh god, X X-Kick face planted him. X-Kick face planted him. Just walked around the corner into him. Oh my god, Cassante just got a triple kill. He will die here. Yeah. But Exa did not need to give that up. So it starts with the Alistair just getting blasted. He's on 20% HP. He goes in and dies for Yukino's life, which is not the worst thing. Because then basically, they come on up and Closer has smite, but he just loses the smite fight. So Yukino gets that. And it's looking really good for KCB because they kill off the Corki. They're still going to blast around. But Closer actually gets a really good set of knockups. And Yukino and Mainta are both really low. And I think they just don't respect what Mihile can do here because he just dragged one out of the pit, having gotten the jungler. And X just face plants him. And then keeps going, gets caught by the Untoughful Strikes Part 3 and blasted. That is through Barrier, through Tranquil Pool. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What's the reset Rex obsession of the world? Is it just good matchups into Sarn Cassante? Yes. It is a very good matchup into Sarn Cassante. You get shoved into both of them. You can play it weak side because you have permanent sustain from your Rage Bar underground. You are a good dive champion and pick champion with your ult and Unburrow. You actually build decent items into tanks as well. Herald's been summoned. Are we battle heralding this? We might be. We are battle heralding it. Exekick may need to get into the Herald. He's got to ult to the other side. That's not bad, but Call Me will get the kill. Yeah, Realm Walk behind. As we said, extended fights are much better for MISA. Flag and drag through 2. Piero will likely die. They do at least pick up a couple there. Mihile will die. So was that 2 for 2? But the dragon went the way of KCB, so KCB are happy. They got these all. Riot! Cassante memes. Mainta should get Closer here. Yeah, flash out of the Severing Bolt. Nice from Closer to escape there when it becomes Lightning Audacious Charge. See you all tomorrow at 10 AM. Hell yeah, 10 the creator. If Doggo pulls out Rammus bot lane, I'm going to sub to your Twitch with 100 subs. I will hit him up right now. If we get the Rammus Yumi again, like... I'm holding you to that, by the way, Deeds. No backing out on a publish like that. The Rise is awful. I think that's a little harsh. I think the Rise did fine here. The Realm Warp was correct. They just messed up. They just weren't respectful of the job and flag and drag through. Because Exa starts off getting blasted here, right? So you are down the Kaiser, at which point you go, okay, the damage is significantly more limited. We can play this. Piero's just had to flash. He's had his ult run out. This is great. But unfortunately, okay, I will say Rise TPing himself in and he's in turret range sucked. That one was bad. Who do I have got? GK versus Unicorns? I think GK. GK should win that one off my money. TP'd under turret when he had 25% HP. Yeah, hissing. I was about to defend Call Me, and then I saw the Realm Warp actually landed him in turret aggro range, and I went, okay, that wasn't very good. So, in that instance, you may have had a point. Why are EU teams so down bad? Thank you very much for Boxy. Appreciate you following. Appreciate you following. Is LR still in this, by the way? Yes, they are. They are. They are playing tomorrow versus Galleons, so the LFL second seed, which should be a fun matchup, actually. So we'll be streaming that tomorrow, about 6 p.m. EU time. Can KCB play an LEC if they win EU Masters at conflict of interest? That I don't actually know. I'm not sure whether it was in the article I've just forgotten, but my assumption is yes. My assumption is yes, but I don't know. You'd have to hope so, right? It'd be really disappointing if they couldn't, having done all the work to win EMEA Masters. Root. Oh, Yukino does get out. That heal was super clutch with the redemption. Call Me trying to get through some spell flux and overloads. Dang, initializer. Yes, you are giving the 24/7 stream at this point. I mean, yes. Yes. It's not even a streamathon, guys. It's just a lot. Just a lot. We could end it with the fabled 13-game day today, depending how long this series goes. I'm hoping for my sake it's not, or I may just cry. Yeah, I mean, exactly. So it would be a Samsung Blue-White scenario, right? Which was allowed once, but was banned from Korea. With regards to KCB and KC, so we'll see. Mahila just saved closer. I mean, Mahila's actually having a really good game on Cassante. I think it's going to be difficult for them to win because they're 3k down, Soul Point, Atakan. Like, this is not an easy game state for MISA. However, you know, credit where it's due. I think Mahila's played a good game. 13-game day, new record. We did that the other day as well. With ASI. We did 9 games ASI into 4-game best of... Was it that way? No, it was just 2 best of 3s and they went 2-0, 2-0. So we were alright, but it was still like... It was still a 13-game day, which was not pleasant. Don't recommend it, guys. We need you in a Gogo costume. I mean, not for this, but maybe. Okay, good shutdown on the way. Yukino gets a decent knockback. Does it give Main an option? He gets public execution onto Tungi. Oh, very nice from Exa. They get that one. Turnaround from Mahile could burn them all alive here. Main needs more cooldowns, doesn't have him. Oh, Mahile's done silly things. Going all out. Don't know whether that will actually change things. Yes, it will. Nice work. They might lose Batu. They will. So, 5 for 3. Triple kill for Exa. But they do get the entirety of KCB. A little unfortunate to lose the Nautilus at the end, who did have flash. You could have flashed before that second turret shot came flying. Either way, they can get the dragon, which is really important. And that stops Soul for KCB. They can get themselves a tier 2. They get a lot of shutdown. That removes the gold lead. MISA, really well done. You can know, isn't that an NA player? Indeed it is. Come over from NACL to come play in the LFL, French team. And he's been really good. Article said they had no idea how to resolve the conflict of interest. Oh, good grief. Yeah, because that will be a whole thing to check. Because it is a big can of worms to open. And we shall see. Because it is a conflict of interest. Whether that will matter or not. What am I drinking? I'm drinking iced tea. I have got a beer unfinished in the fridge, but that will be after the stream. Quite looking forward to my beer later on, but it's zero sugar iced tea, which is actually surprisingly good. It's Volvic iced tea, peach iced tea. It's going well. Who has the same owners? It would be Carmine Core and Carmine Core Blue. So if Carmine Core Blue are playing red side at the minute, which is a little ironic, win EMEA Masters or come second to Lost Returns, they would qualify for LEC, the LEC kickoff event thing, which is effectively replacing Winter Split next year. I quite like Swiss Stage, Wally. I'm not going to lie. Though I'd be interested to see why you don't like it. Curious to hear your thoughts before I just go, you're wrong. Which is kind of, like, not very reasonable. Because I'd be interested to see what your issues are with it. That's right. The fact that EU have faced each other twice in 2 rounds and Wales is stupid. Yeah, I mean, this is basically the issue with... So they don't allow region v region matchups or like region, like same region matchups in round 1, which I think is fine. After that, they just don't allow rematches, which I think is also fair. However, at some point, you do just have to seed for strength rather than region. Which is effectively what happens, because eventually if you've got like loads of LCK teams or loads of LPL teams doing well, they're just going to take up more of the pool, and at that point it's probably fair that you fight against each other. The honest answer to avoid this is to just not do this shit. Don't have 2 teams at 0 and 2. Yes, it sucks that that's the way the draw worked out, but you know, in some ways you've made your own bed by losing in the way you have. MCoy shouldn't have been there if they hadn't thrown at the Atacon. If they hadn't forced on a mid lane wave, that's the one. When they didn't need to and have the team come into them, where the Gallia would have been a lot more valuable. Like I get that that's frustrating, but I do think at some point you have to seed for strength, and I do think round 2 of Swiss, when you're having it happen, isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things. Or when it's, yeah, exactly. When it's game 5, the beer might have to come out. We're not there yet. But generally speaking, I don't drink on stream, especially if casting. It's just not. It's not a good habit. It's not a good look. I don't know where. I think it might be against Riot term of service anyway at the minute. The only problem in Swiss is the pools to start the Swiss. Yeah, kind of. I agree. Like the fact that T1 ended up in pool 4, and so your reward for winning LTA was to just draw T1, was a brutal start to the day. It's KT more than FlyQuest. I mean, KT have had a very... The fact that KT are the only 2-0 LCK team is wild to me. Today against G2 when they got ahead and start being cocky in all chat is such a coy move to end up losing. Yeah, is a little bit. I mean, look, I'm not here to stop people bantering and throwing some shade in all chat. I am here for it, but it is going to be funny when it goes wrong. And they didn't really get that ahead, unfortunately, either. Like, they made a couple plays, and then actually the problem was Skewmond and Labrov just had a better mid-game. Labrov was probably more of the playmaker on the Bard, right? But, you know, I still think you end up with, like, the jungle support just permanently turning up mid lane and turning it around well for Caps, which is really valuable. And then Hans just popped off with some really good setups from the Bard. It's a good fight for KCB. We'll probably turn our eyes back towards the game a bit more freely. Interrupt the Realm Warp as well. Triple kill for Hui. Hang on! Are we going to look for the Quadra? They're going to try and donate it? Nah, Mainta has to be donated. That's unfortunate for them. But still, Triplical's pretty good going. Tungi has to Valkyrie and Blast Cone away and will do so. So Tungi at least survives. The problem is the rest of the team doesn't. We are at a grand total of 37 kills in 28 minutes. That will be probably mid lane tier 1, Dragon and Baron all in one fell swoop. Which is going to be a pretty crazy power play for KCB. And realistically the game. Why are both quarterfinals at the same time? Schedule. They want to have as few game days as possible to have to pay as little money as possible. It makes it cheaper, is the honest answer. I think it's a real shame. But here we are. They tried to get onto slow queue. They didn't really succeed. Then they got to turn it around with all of the... Was he 3 items now on the way? Yeah, bad time for Russian space station. That's a very deep Armageddon cut that I don't think anyone's going to get these days. Specifically the Armageddon experience at Disneyland. Which I think is so niche. It probably isn't worth mentioning. But it's just part of my vernacular from years and years at this point. Okay. Okay. Mihile. Goes unstoppable briefly. Gets whacked in the face. Oh, the 3-man flag and drag for X. Kick to follow up on. Will likely die here, but it looked so good. Molten Fissure on the ground. Triple kill for X. Oh, very nice. The main to terms on it. Was that a 4v5? I think it was. Oh, bloody hell. Thank you for the Zusak. This Yukina guy's played a better J4 than any Worlds player yet. There's not been a lot of great Jarvans, it has to be said. I genuinely don't think the pick is bad. I'm not convinced it's a first pick option, but I was in a similar position with Vi. But I do think the player's been bad. The other thing I will say is, much like a Vi, Jarvan is a really good archetype pick. By which I mean, if I lock Jarvan, here are the champions that synergize super well with it. Orianna, Kai'Sa, Ambessa, Galio. And we can make a comp that all makes sense, is on theme, and works pretty much whatever the pieces we put in. Good stuff. Similar sort of vibes with Vi, right? Okay, anybody who can follow up on the Vi or join Vi on the dive. Easy, cookie cutter, Lego build by the numbers composition. And Jarvan does that really well for you. So locking that in first allows you to give your draft shape in terms of what it wants to do a lot more easily. And even in slightly awkward matchups, Jarvan still can find value from low economy positions. It's just not that simple. And I do think, for me, it's risky because it is possible, much like with a Vi, to draft comps that make Jarvan's life hellish. Even if on an individual level, he'll probably just find farming and getting to an item or whatever and being alright. TS are a more cohesive team than HLE. They are at the minute. Kanavi's playing really well. And that's a great sign for top esports. They're also showing why they are so good around objectives. They use the early snowball to basically turn up to objectives, force people to fight them really well, win games. They're playing a very good, very confident, very structured game of League of Legends in a lot of ways. It's the bits between objectives where they've sometimes been known to get caught. See Jackie Love on mid waves. But that hasn't happened too much for them so far. Right, let me run some ads. And hopefully that'll be fine. Okay, cool. What would the difference be? Just make it a Team ABC stream and play the games at the same time? Yeah, I mean, I think they should be doing different, because it means that people can't watch all the games, which I think is a real shame. Because actually, if you're watching one, you can't watch the other live. I think it takes away from the event in some ways. Also miss this stuff being live. Hang on, I need to make a meme here briefly. Okay. Tweet made. Medic made a funny tweet. I needed to respond. It was a great tweet. Go look it up. Wonderful stuff. Sorry I was a bit distracted. As I said, it's been a very long day. We've been going since 6 a.m. It is now 6 p.m. It's nearly 7 p.m. We have been 13 hours of work today, pretty much, with a brief nap in between. We've still got at least another 2 games to go. So I do apologize. I'm a little low energy than usual. Main thing Kanavi is doing this year is not babysitting top lane. Yeah, and he's actually also managing to get a lot of value for himself. I also think it is very, very scary when Kanavi can just first pick a Kiana in a game 1 and be able to do the things he does. That is such a problem draft-wise. It'll become more interesting, I think, once we hit actual Fearless. But the Kiana is a big, big issue. The LCK teams have not found an answer to. They're not playing well. LPL teams, the LCP squads, well, particularly Junja, look very, very happy with the Kiana. For these guys, Kiana is a game 1 first pick champion if you can make it work. It's certainly an early round champion. And you can't give it over to players like Kanavi, to players like Tarzan. They will just take your head off for it. And I wondered whether this might be the issue, because the more I saw it in the LPL and some cases at ASI and stuff, the more I basically went like, I just don't think LCK know how to play this champion. Whereas the LPL, right, is the region of Kiana. With the solo queue Kiana mains that are insane. Tien was a world champion on that champion. You know, it is something we've practiced and had in the back pocket for a long, long time. And if you're good at it at the minute, your ability to fight early and still be able to snowball incredibly hard to be one of your harder carries from jungle is a very, very big deal. I'm excited for the LCP teams this year. I think PSG have had a bit of a rough jaw of it, but I think CFO are a legitimately great team. I'm very excited to see more of them. Okay, I'm being distracted. I'm going to leave you some music. I'm going to get myself another glass of ass tea, and I'll be back again in a second or two. Oh, hello, lovely humans. Ugh. Have I missed too much here? Don't think so. As I said, thank you all for the follows. If you've not followed or liked or subscribed to the various things, like my Twitch and my YouTube, please do so. And assumed we're human. I did assume you were all human, that's true. And if you are all human, I would appreciate you following the Twitch channel. Hey, see, this is why we do it. Appreciate it, Anna. Call to action has some effect. I need to add this. Did I miss anything on Twitter? I made a banger tweet earlier as well. Oh. I am so tired. Should hopefully have a game soon. I'll check what's happening in the Discord now. I needed to look somewhere down here. Where's the EMEA Masters co-streaming thingy? Secret Discord. Secret Discord. Okay. Okay, there was a minor delay. Shouldn't be too long. That's why we're here still. Hello again, Hagrid. Good to see you. The LOL server stops again. Yeah, mate. We are in for a long day. I am not going to be the highest energy today for very obvious reasons, I think. We will do our best to continue to bring useful things to all of you, but I am a tired boy. I'm a tired boy. Greetings, Sosmule. Yes, thank you, Montes. Yes, Corey. Yes. Maybe one day, right, we'll buff Evelyn. She will make a comeback to professional games once again. My God, I'd love it. Sorry, Cash, did you say something? Cash, have I broken Cash's heart for some reason? What did I miss? How many kills did Mahila get? I actually don't remember. I want to say 4. You may have to scrub back in the VOD, I'm afraid, mate. They have not done a very good job of having, like, score lines at the end of the game. They've done damage numbers and stuff instead, which is kind of fine, honestly. I think it's probably more helpful to the average viewer. But it isn't the best for people who want to know what those numbers are. But scrubbing back through the VOD is your best bet. I'm curious, does Kiana need something comp-wise? This is from Denkadenk in Anivia's chat. Or is she pickable in whatever as long as she gets ahead? Wally, I think I largely agree with you. Yeah, so the answer is she's pretty good into most comps. If you're expecting to fight around objectives, Kiana is good. If you've got early shoving lanes, Kiana's very happy because it allows you to play quite aggressively with your shove for Scuttle Crab and look to take away camps, basically, and snowball hard. You are an assassin jungler with teamfight ult, and you don't have to deal with the fact that you are a no sustain champion by virtue of being able to heal off jungle camps. Which is great news. But yes, she is best. Like, she is often at her best when she's got someone else to help make sure her ults hit really hard, or someone else to get some follow-up on her getting ults. So she's pretty good with things like Rakan, things like Kai'Sa, things like Ryze, which you've seen quite a lot of anyway. She's good with Annie as well. Annie and Ryze in particular are great for Qiyana because it basically means in a 1v1 mid, when the Qiyana turns up at level 3, level 4, you hit that one bit of point-and-click CC, Qiyana follows up with an Ice Blade into a Mountain Blade, and your Edge of Ixtal will lead to someone dying pretty heavily in mid lane. It's actually a surprisingly good setup because basically Qiyana loves having someone else set her up so her Q doesn't miss, which is very, very valuable. And Rune Prison and an Annie passive do that just fine. And basically Qiyana just also snowballs harder than pretty much any other jungler in the game right now. She pretty consistently gets several thousand gold ahead, can get multiple levels ahead. Has a lot of value with those levels as well, because obviously you start getting towards higher rank ults, which is very scary. You get more items on her. Ults hit really hard. The moment she hits Serylda's, she's hurting tanks quite a lot. What's good against Qiyana? Range, because if she's sat there being short range, she can get a bit done in. And point and click CC. If you've got stuff that is agnostic of her being able to get a grass blade down, and then again, that's something that's also quite valuable for her. Her ability to just go invisible and jump dance around fights is pretty huge. But if you've got ways, like, theoretically, Vi in teamfights is decent into her. Cassiopeia is decent into her if it's a bit of a mind game, because basically you can just blast her with point-and-click CC or the anti-mobility. Poppy's not bad for similar reasons, so eventually it's just quite hard. That's one of the things for Qiyana jungle in general at the minute. She doesn't have a lot of very bad matchups. Theoretically, Olaf, that used to be the counter to her. So the last time Qiyana was a problem in 2019, it was Olaf that was being picked into it. Doesn't Qiyana murder any range champ? Yes, but not if she closes on them, yes. But if she has to sit there and have to wait until she gets an engage, by the time she engages, she's at 3rd HP, it's not so great. So if you're into, like, she actually can struggle into Caitlyn, because Caitlyn can 90 caliber net away. Ezreal similarly can be a bit obnoxious on that front. Hwei can be a little annoying if Hwei hits you consistently with skill shots. And even then, I think Qiyana still manages it pretty well. But as I said, the other option was something like Olaf, because Olaf can just ignore her CC and run at her, and Qiyana can't kill the Olaf. Your melee range versus an Olaf where you can't CC him, he can throw axes through your grass undertow. That's how SKT took down Fake's Qiyana in 2019, was a big one. Yeah, definitely be active in chat if you want to come say hey, thanks, that's pretty good. But yeah, as Wally's noting in Onivia's chat as well, look, if Qiyana gets ahead right now, it kind of feels like lights out in general. Wow, it's been a surprisingly long pause. Okay, should be in draft pretty much any minute now. In fact, there it is. Issue has been resolved. Let's move some things around so you can all see draft. Pause the music. Tried it right now, the number went up too. Yeah, it might well be that. It does a little bit. So some of it is like you can't watch too many streams. That kind of does it in as well. You can watch 2 at once. And being active helps. And please do get active. Say hello. I love you all being here. Is it best of 3 or best of 5? It's best of 5. Best of 5. At least I believe it is. It might not be. I'm assuming it's best of 5. I seem to remember it was. Let me double check. Yeah, it's best of 5. I was right. I mean, of course, round of 16 was best of 5, so of course it is. Of course it is. Why did I second guess myself? Alright, Yunara, Vi, Sion banned. Yeah, Main's been a very good Sion. Yukino on Vi is just annoying. And Yunara right now is very, very lane dominant. Very lane dominant. It is best. It is best. Okay, thanks for Intoxicated. Appreciate you. I don't know what... And there's the... Guys, we've just been talking about Qiyana. Closer is an excellent Qiyana. Here we go. And that's partly why Vi is not a bad battle. Okay, Qiyana, as we saw earlier today from CFO, can manage Vi very aggressively at the level 1. Gets a bit harder at level 6 and stuff because basically you can buffer through a lot of Qiyana's CC, also just hit her in the face. And that's a bad time. immediate Talia Pantheon. This is a little bit of a... This used to be a permaban combo, and it's kind of fallen away, particularly the Pantheon, who has received some compensation buffs, which is nice. But he's definitely not what I would have considered a top-tier jungler in quite the way that he used to be. But then again, it's still a great combo. We still know how it works. Pantheon W lands. You flick back whoever gets hit. It's a bad time. Kiana can also have a fairly tricky time into Unraveled Earth and a point-and-click CC, so can theoretically just blast Kiana with the combo. Ari to follow up with the Kiana. It's pretty solid. I think you're now looking at some kind of engaged support, and you're all well and good there. So again, you've got to deal with Talia at some point. What are we looking for here? You can either go support or top lane, I think. I'm not sure I would AD carry unless it's something you really, really want to get here. Ezreal on 3. I mean, it's not bad into Talia Pantheon because you can just outrange them fairly heavily and you ignore some of the CC chains by buffering with your Arcane Shift. But I'm not a massive Ezreal on 3 fan in general. We'll see. Close an OTP for this champ now? Yeah, he's a big Kiana player. Big Kiana player. I don't know what his OTP exactly, but he does play a lot of Kiana, so it should be a good combo. 13 hours is starting to have its effect, no joke. Yeah, been here a long time, guys. X has stopped kicking, he did indeed. I don't actually know why he renamed to X in the way he did. Maybe just a bit of a rebrand, having dropped from LEC and wanting to give himself a bit of an option in that one. Hey, Rich Tomatoes, all good to see you. Yeah, it does feel like we kind of summoned the Kiana, didn't we? I was to watch EMEA games after the Worlds games. I've been enjoying it. It's a very slightly different meta. We are seeing a lot more success from like the Hueys and the Jarvan at this level. And a little less of the Caitlyn Kiana-y kind of vibes from Worlds. But the moment we say that, we have seen some Kiana, so here we are. Second phase of bans, Poppy Bard. Good pairing to the Ezreal, good roamers. On the other side, Sivage in. Samira is great with Rel. Probably not awful, actually. I wonder, it's not bad into Kiana, actually, either, because you can break the Supreme Display of Talent, because I believe it's a projectile. Xayah is probably safer. Though Samira, honestly, is not bad here. Go on. Boring. Boring. I would have enjoyed the Samira. Samira Rel's a really good combo. It's a very good combo. It's a very much an LDL special, but it is good fun. How many kills does Mahila have? I think about 4, but I'm not sure, is the honest answer. You have to scrub back in the VOD, I'm afraid. Let's go Yasuo Gragas bot. Hell yes. Hell yes. Need to go Zoe. What was the double poke bot that bloody G2 did when Perks moved bot? They did a Zoe lane bot lane. Like Zoe Seraphine or something stupid like that. No, pre-Seraphine, actually. I'm not sure. Would Neela work as well? Yeah. Yeah. Samira's got her Blade Well, though, which breaks projectiles, which can be quite nice into Ari Charm and Kiana R. Lux Zoe. Might have been that one, actually. Thinking about it. I think it was Lux Zoe. Debating a Braum here. Yeah, even to a fair number of melees. Not awful. They'll Rakan instead. It's a good roaming champion. Follows up well with the Ari and the Kiana, as we've been saying. Can battle dance to all of those sort of, like, divers. MISA got quite a squishy comp, but they've got a lot of mobility. A lot of mobility. And you need to watch your flanks here as KCB. Or someone as like a Jax or a Kiana or an Ari or a Rakan is going to come from an angle you don't expect and cause you some trouble. And the follow-up is pretty mobile. Rek'Sai and a Jax. It's weak side. It deals with tanky stuff well enough. You can't block the Unburrow with the Counter-Strike. It's fine. Decent weak side pick if you're trying to play through mid-bot. Not that exciting, but here we are. LR play tomorrow. Yes, they do. Yeah, LR tomorrow versus Galleons. Would Jim be better with Morgana today against BLG? It's less lane dominant. I need to move my camera. Hang on 1 second. There we go. You might be safer. I probably would have been fine. I think the Caitlyn is okay, but you actually have to win the lane, and you need to not get caught out by a level 2 gank. Oh, I'm so sleepy. Sleepy. Not a fan of that Rex, but it looks so bad at World so far. I've seen it succeed a few times, so I wouldn't judge it off a couple days of play. Flandre succeeded with it. Part of it is you need some practice on the champion. But it's pretty good into a lot of those AD matchups or HP building matchups. I don't know what it's going to be like into a Jax. I feel like you can likely escape some of the counter-strike plays by just timing your tunnel well, but I don't actually know how successful that will be. Single elimination best of 5, yes. Yes, it is. Didn't LR lose to Galleons last time? Was it Galleons they lost to? Possibly, actually. I need a copper boy? Yeah, I probably do. I've gone with iced tea, and I'm not sure it's had enough caffeine in it. I also have enjoyed the best of ones for what they've been, but I am looking forward to some best of 3s, because I think we are going to see a slight different vibe now the best of 3s start cropping up. Have you seen anyone in the mirror do a Taeyeon swap? Yeah, a few people. Why they're picking Rek'Sai, by the way? I can't see any point in that, champ. 2 reasons. Very good into HP stacking tanks, because you can build Titanic Hydra very, very happily, and you get a lot of shove into things like Sion, into things like Cassante. You can interrupt a lot of their abilities, which are quite annoying. And you've got a lot of inherent sustain, which means you tend to win extended laning phases because your passive heals you all the time, which is really, really annoying. Add into that, you're a decent weak side pick. You're a good diver. It's just not bad. So basically, got a lot of good matchups into tanks. It's a good weak side option. You have a lot of inherent sustain. You dive well. Pretty solid. Not bad with a little bit of gold well, because you can get to like Titanic Hydra Shojin. You actually have a fair amount of burst. That's the thought process. But then you actually have got to execute it well, because it's very possible to sort of tunnel to your death, as we've seen a few times from certain players named Bin. I don't know about the Jax matchup, though. I feel like that's theoretically a bit harder. It also allows you to just ignore the Rek'Sai and play elsewhere on the map, which is nice. Probably a stupid question, but why is the one-on-one teams not playing best of 3? It's the same deal with the EMEA Masters Swiss stage. The idea is if it's a match to progress or a match that eliminates you, then it is a best of 3. Until such a time as that, it is best of 1s. For Worlds, that means once you get to 2 wins or 2 losses. Rek'Sai came out of nowhere in the meta. She was played a bit in LPL. We saw the Shy and Flandre and a couple of others playing it over there. That's where I remember seeing it first. Kiana doing that thing. So we saw this earlier today, which I think Close was immediately picked up on. Where basically, because they've nerfed Kiana's clear speed a little bit, what she is doing now... that's a dead slow Q. Yeah, nasty. Flash Audacity. Batu has to flash on the other side. So did Exa. Got a lot of summoners burn bot. Didn't Broken Blade play it too for a game popular? Quite possibly, actually, yes. There's actually, I think you're right, he did. Rek'Sai is counter Jax. Or counters Jax. I honestly don't know. Okay, so just disrespect that. Tried to enter at the back. Got flash charmed. Flash Audacity. Yeah. How many hours have I streamed today? A lot of them is the answer. We started at 6 a.m. It is now 7 p.m. And I streamed the majority of those hours, so we're doing all right. Morning, Dran Spence. Good to see you. A Rek'Sai with a CC team is almost unkillable because she'll go airborne CC heal, anti-airborne CC heal. Exactly. She brings a lot of CC, or a lot of which is airborne CC, which is really annoying. She can go invulnerable with her ult. She can tunnel away to safety. She heals from her passive. So she's got a lot of target access, a lot of escape, a lot of sustain. Surprisingly good anti-HP builds. Oh, I think Call Me might be dead here. Passive. Yeah. Nice return of the favor. There we go. Well, both Jungles now 1-on-1. And the Dark Seal stacks are him for slow Q, not for Call Me right now. Still not convinced with Conqueror and Xayah. Yeah, I prefer Lethal Tempo myself. But I am not a Xayah main. I think it does potentially allow you slightly better dueling. And when you're into, say, a Jax, a Kiana, and Ari, I can see that little bit of extra sustain being pretty valuable. Particularly in extended fights. If you need to play for longer fights regardless, that's not a bad thing. And you can start getting a lot of value here. For example, that's just both of them dead. Oh, dear. Wow. Really good pick from Piero onto Tungi, who didn't have the cleanse up. They're going to go diving on forwards. Where is the minefield? Closes in so much danger. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I respect the grind. Don't neglect self-care, though. You know it. These next 2 days are going to be a bit rough. Not a competitive series, dreadful team and decent team. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit harsh on MISA, who I do think are a good team. I don't think they're having the best time of it here. I think KCB are also just a good team. But I wouldn't necessarily agree with that statement straight out. The EMEA World slog is almost over. Yeah. Finally. Ben and Jerry ice cream and a nice pizza for dinner. What I've actually got is I've got fresh pasta and a homemade stew I made yesterday. So I've got a chicken and Riesling wine stew, which should be very tasty. Some buttered pasta to go with it. Yeah, the Jax is slightly ahead of the Rek'Sai, but hey, does the Rek'Sai care that much? Like, I guess you just lose this matchup gracefully. Chef Sam. It's true. I'm actually a pretty good cook, it has to be said. I was giving myself, oh, for yourself, oh! Sorry, Aramis there. Actually, in fairness, if you want to give it a go, it's not a hard recipe. It's not a hard recipe. 4 steps. Step 1. Fry yourself off, so soften some onions and some leeks with some herbs of your choice in a pan with a bit of garlic. Just chop up what vegetables you have. Give it a couple minutes. Add some chicken or protein of your choice and some vegetables. Realistically, some mushrooms are best here. Just tear them up with your fingers, the mushrooms, throw them in the pan. And when you are done, having browned off / cooked the chicken a little bit for 5 minutes, you're going to put a whole bottle of wine. Whole bottle of wine, 75 centiliters, 750 milliliters, into the pan. Ooh! With a couple of bay leaves. With some salt and pepper to taste. You are then going to simmer it. Bring it to the boil and simmer it for 30 minutes. And then if you're feeling fancy, you can add a bit of cream at the very end. Ta-da! Serve it with some bastards. What do bay leaves have to do? They're quite heavy flavor. Tell you what, if you want to know what bay leaf tastes like, because what it adds is some savoriness. But literally it's onions or leeks, possibly both. Soften them. Protein and vegetables, bottle of wine. That could genuinely be it. You can get fancier by adding in some herbs and stuff. And a bit of cream at the end, which I actually do highly recommend. And serve it with some buttered noodles. Or some butter pasta. It's not hard. And if you're wanting seasoning, salt, pepper, and bay leaves are kind of minimum. You can add rosemary. You can add herb de Provence. Cumin's not awful. Nutmeg's not awful. But you need to kind of be careful which balances you're doing with those. Garlic is good. How long do you leave it to cook after the wine? 30, 40 minutes. So you bring it to the boil and simmer it for 30 minutes. Dragon picked up. It's a very easy recipe, guys. One of the joys of it is like, what do I need? Cool as real play. Yeah, it was. It was actually not. It was all right. Gets away at least. The problem is X kicks Giga Strong. Thought that was a Pokemon. Yeah. Welcome, Pipburn. Thank you very much for the follow, guys. Appreciate you. Profane Hydra's in on the Kiana. That might be a turning point. Thank you very much. Cheeto 4200. And Saggy as well. Thank you, guys. How many kills Mihile have? So yeah, we're not sure as yet, Mihile. So the minute in this game, none. If you want to check, because I'm aware you may not be a League viewer, this is where you're going to check. So for the non-League viewers, I know there's a few of you in here. This is how you're going to check how many kills people have. So Mihile here, for example. There we go. Currently has 0 kills, 0 deaths, 0 assists. There's your KDA down there. Used to do much longer slow cook queues during COVID. Exactly, and they are lovely to do. I mean, I'm a big curry enjoyer. I do a lot of curries from Fresh when I have a day off. But they are just big cooks. They are just big cooks. It takes a lot of hours to do them right. However, you can do them in massive batches, freeze half of it, and have food for like 3 weeks. Only cook with wine that you also drink? Indeed you can. The only thing is, most bottles of wine come in 750 milliliter amounts. So if you're using all of it for the pan, then it doesn't. But it is quite useful on that front. You can just drink the dregs. It's quite nice. Just buy 2 then? Amber may have a point. Game state's pretty good for KCB at the minute. Though I'll note the gold isn't that expansively in their favor. Partly because Jack's got a bit of a CS lead, partly because Kiana's done well at getting some value there as well with First Strike and doing a decent job in terms of getting 10, 12 CS ahead. I think there's also been a few plates picked up, which hasn't happened so easily on the other side. You see there's 2 plates taken bot, which has helped the Ezreal stay in the race with the Xayah. The reason I made you a mod? Well, yeah. Mostly because I needed some more, and you offered. I was like, I trust Amber. I don't cut with cheese, but we're bad in the food as well. Yeah, look, I will say, because most of the flavor is in the wine for this one, you do want Riesling is what you often do it with. Even if it's a bad Riesling, you don't need it to be like a 20-pound bottle of wine. A 5-pound bottle is fine, but I would recommend getting something Riesling. You want something a little bit fruity, a little bit sweeter. Riesling's goody on that front. I wouldn't go too dry with the wine for this one. And if you're not sure what to get, then just get Riesling. Or go for something that says slightly fruity. Cheeto, no idea. You have to wait and watch. I mean, he's playing quite well, so quite possible. Is MISA any good? Okay, actually, let's have this conversation very quickly. For Twitch chat. Here's the way it works. I do not mind people asking questions about the game. I don't mind people asking for advice in terms of like, hey, what do we think about this? Is this good? Who's got the better draft? That kind of thing. Or, hey, what's going on? How can I tell how many kills people got? That's fine. However, I tend to draw the line at outright betting talk. So no odds talk, no talks about cash outs and stuff. Basically because we've had issues with people getting salty and a bit meh about it. Hey, Anlin, no problem. Again, it's not a big deal. There's a reason I'm explaining it. So again, please do ask questions. Please do come and get involved. If you want to know stuff about the game, if you want advice, Feel free to ask it. I don't care. That's fine. If you use that to go bet, no problem. But like outright odds talk and stuff, it just tends to mess up the vibe. We've had issues with people getting salty when they lose and getting really, edgy towards racism and just rudeness because they lost their bet or whatever. And that's not really the vibe we want. But again, feel free to ask questions. It's not a problem. Please do stick around. You are super welcome to be here. It's just there's like a certain barrier. There's a little line that we just ask people not to go over, if that's all right. Yeah, exactly. So as we've got Nicholas Danksman in chat saying, should I put my house on Verdant winning EMEA Masters Summer 2025? Yes, you should. Verdant, who are clearly still in the tournament, and Danksman here, who's definitely not in any way, shape, or form involved with Verdant in the slightest, should indeed put absolutely everything they own on that. That's a really good Jack's angle. Oh, very nice. The problem is extra kick didn't get touched, but the supreme display of talent. It's not enough. Closer died for it. It's, you know what? Not bad. It's still not going to be enough. I thought MISA had just about done that. X is in a lot of danger. Tungi and Call Me might still manage it. Oh, not bad. Yukino's here. Jump forwards. Flash on forwards. Can't quite get Call Me. MISA did a decent job there. I'm a little disappointed for them. Totally about to bet on. Yeah, but I say I would have thought you would be obligated not to. Okay, we'll hold you accountable on that house initialize. That's it. I own a house right now, for sure. Definitely not renting. Is KCB much better than MISA? They're playing better than MISA right now, for sure. I would have rated KCB higher than MISA coming into the tournament, though MISA would have been in my top 5. Is MISA any good? I only know about KC because of LEC, and kind of their academy isn't that bad. Yeah. So KCB are the LFL first seed. LFL have largely been considered the strongest ERL region for the last few years. I will say that MISA is TCL first seed. And TCL is from Turkey. Obviously, Turkey for the longest time were world representatives. Their kind of level of form has started to dip a little bit because obviously the value of their slots and region dropped a bit when they weren't going to Worlds in the same way anymore, which hurt. However, they've had a number of EMEA Masters winners, Wildcats most notably. They've tended to have like at least one winner or at least one finalist a year, and MISA are no slouches. And you sort of saw there, right? Like if this game wasn't as in a weirder position as it was, that combo of the 3-man Jack stun into the Kiana getting the massive ult after would have been an instant wipe for them. They still got a lot of kills there. That's not bad, actually. And you'll take what you can get there, because I actually think that there will come a point where this Jax and this Kiana will start blasting people really, really hard. Pick him? Have I not got to pick him, answer? Appreciate the answer. No problem, Andy. As I said, questions are not a problem. Partly why I'm here. Hey there, Sagittarius. Good to see you. Looks like no Turkish teams will make it to semi-finals while our wins. Yeah, there is something to be said about that. There's been a bit of a bogey squad for LR. Anatolia has one good team and Verdant was decent. I think Verdant was good. I think Nord should have been good. And for a variety of reasons, they had a bad summer. I think they tried to make do on a lot less practice than they should have. And they were not aligned in how the hell they wanted to play the game. And a lot of that was Yankos and the rest of the team viewing the game very differently. And that was a bit of a problem. Explain. I think Verdant were legitimately good. Though I will say, as we saw, there were issues closing out games. There were a few games where the early game where certain people didn't turn up when they should have. I saw you, Devon. I saw you, SLT. Where I know you're better than that, and they've not had that moment. But I actually think they had a decent run. They're going to be upset with the round of 16 loss. It was a winnable series. I think they had the capacity to make a really deep run here. It didn't happen. But I do think, again, we saw that there were certain elements of the gameplay that did come back to haunt them. Careful with your response here, Sergi, as well, because that is a Verdant. It's the Verdant team manager, so you're in the hot seat with Verdant right now. You're about to get managed, nerd. Yukino looking for this invade. Closer has to be so careful. Kiana, when she's getting invaded, has a lot less fun. Could theoretically look for a big Supreme display of talent here. Yeah, doesn't get everybody there. That's unfortunate from Closer. Quickness is decent. Doesn't actually lead to any follow-up, though. That wasn't cycled super well. Deeds Nuts 69. Hell yeah, dude. What a name. Hang on, Grand Starfall. All the while Jax isn't here, by the way. Closer's not going to have a lot of fun. Oh! Get Kiana'd, nerd. That is nasty. Damn. We'll still not get Atakan, but I appreciate the fact the closer managed to take one with him on the way. It is still going to end up with Yukino. Yukino's just having a really good series, guys. As in the closer as well. It was not exactly, you know, this guy was an LEC this year and left for personal reasons, right? Not for level of play. Why is there no game sound? Is there not? Should be. There is. But I thought there is. Fine sound on Twitch. Yeah. I was gonna say. I was like, is there? Very quiet. Yeah, I've got it relatively quiet, to be fair. I can up it a bit if you want. Oh, I know why it's quiet. I'll move it up a bit. It's because I had it set for Worlds earlier where we had casters on audio. So that's why. That's fine. Apologies. Something like that would be a bit more normal. Call me hit my charm at any point, they probably win a fight. Yeah, he's had one, like he had that cool fake back moment earlier on, but I don't think he's had a particularly good game on the Ahri. Not when actually they've needed him to hit some important picks onto the Xayah or Taliyah or even the Pantheon. That's not really happened. Is that Cadron and Ahri? Wow. Call Me is not having... Oh, another charm's gone wide. Oh, Call Me. It just isn't your day, mate. And he still burns out to the... What was that, red buff? Or just... Yeah. Oh, dear. Actually, I don't even know what he did burn out to there. Something. Did Pantheon have red buff on him? Yeah, he did. Okay. It's okay. We beat KC and Gentlemen. And yes, that's the best fight of KC 1 and 3. We didn't show that series. But that said, we could have been a mere still if we showed up. I believe Verdant was more than decent split. I agree, Nicholas. I agree. I think Verdant were a good team. I think, again, they weren't infallible, and they were inconsistent enough that it is not a surprise to me that they fell out in the way that they did. However, that is not to say that the ceiling wasn't good, and we saw them hit that regularly enough for people to legitimately consider them a threat. Should have picked Yone instead. They on like 60-70 ping. Yeah, I imagine so. They'll be playing from Turkey, I'd imagine. Slow Q has to ult away. I strongly believe every lead is throwable, but KCB look really focused in and sync this game. I agree. I agree. Potential engage. X goes straight into the sky. Really good combo. That'll do. That's much better. There we go. Jump forward onto the Kiana, but she doesn't take that much damage. Oh, Mihail's going to jump onto Yukino. Doesn't have the E anymore. Maint is now here. Potential turnaround. Gets a bit of a knock-up. Call Me's in a lot of danger. Supreme display of talent. Doesn't work because he was charmed out of the wall. Oh, dear. Now Ari's dead. Another stun. Close to plus 5. Shield vault forwards. Double kill for this Pantheon. Yukino's just him. This is going to be a quadra for the Pantheon. Oh, my God. Yukio, no. What is a god before a man? Sheesh. This is someone who couldn't get a spot in LCS, by the way. Well, LTA, currently LCS, by the way. I'm seeing enough go to the other game, it's not competitive. Yeah, that's fair. There's this one. I mean, we'll see. I was hoping it would be more competitive than this. I think it's just been a bit of a Yukino diff, because this was after they blew up the AD carry. It was a 5v4. I mean, good for Main to get to the backside, but yeah, Supreme Display of Talent hits no one. Jungle gap, it feels that way at the minute. And that Closer's a good player, guys. Like, Yukino's having an absolute stormer. 11-0 and 5 on Pantheon. After all the nerfs. Cliff diff, hell yeah. Hang on, is this Valence League Cliff? Is this Valence League Cliff? It is! A pleasure. A pleasure. Been a hot minute, my friends. GK are winning. Figured they would be. X kick. Comes out, gets another set of kills. I mean, it's a 12-0-6 Pantheon. Oh, Lord Almighty.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Nerf maybe the champion, not his player mastery. Well, yeah, Yukino's always been a big Pantheon player, to be fair. KCB win this series? I think so. They've played better 2 games in a row fairly consistently. I think Yukino's just been a monster. He really has. And Kiana is not the same from significantly behind. Like, at least at 3 items, she'll still hit a bit harder. But again, the Kiana is realistically trading her life for a stun on a wall right now. We got Infernal Soul in 25 seconds. MISA need to come and fight and steal this if they can. 2-level advantage for Pantheon. Oh, no. Building towards either Death Dance or GA as well. Valence League is booming, but I'm stuck with Luna as an ADC. I mean, what are you going to do? That Luna idiot. Never liked them. Never cast with them. Never played with them in my life. Never want to. Clip it and send it to her. Ooh! Double shove. Thanks for the V-clip. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Nice execute. Kiana's items are depressing. Yeah, I mean, they're not bad, but I just don't think it means all that much. There's also just very good anti-mobility on this KCB squad between Xayah Feathers, point-and-click CC, basically from Mainter and Yukino, Rel, Minefield from Talia. How do you lose on Kiana? Well, reminder, not everyone is an LPL Kiana. Much like Zed's, if you are not able to play Kiana as if you were a mid-lane Kiana main, don't play Zed. Don't play Zed jungle. Don't play Kiana jungle. Pantheon Kobe before throwing the spear, basically. That's the one. Who scales better? Probably would have been MISA. You're the one with the Jax, the Ezreal, the Kiana. We just never got there. Very, very clean from Carmine Core Blue. Very, very clean. T1 Gen G lost today. Feel bad for them. They're playing against each other today, which is going to be wild, by the way. We were obligated a T1 versus Gen G matchup. I'm just going to put this out there. One of Gen G and T1 are guaranteed to be 1 and 2 after tomorrow. Just saying. Just saying. Hey, Foxy. Good to see you. Whoops. And we'll draw the loser of G2 versus BLG. That sounds so right. And one of G2 or BLG will have to deal with a Gen G or a T1 in 1 and 2, which is just wild. But they've done it to themselves, right? Okay. I'm going to run some ads. I'm going to go get myself a cup of tea because, my God, do I need it. We're holding on, folks, but it's been a long day. Long day. I wanted Fnatic versus VCS. Fnatic loses because they didn't play for the win. I think people are getting more... I'm not sure I agree with that. I think Razork wasn't around bot early enough. They didn't get good enough wards on the Fury. I get why you rapid fire from the position you were in because you needed to be able to outrange and outspace the Xayah. Otherwise, with where it was at in the game, you'd eat one Deadly Flourish auto and just get down. Not Deadly Flourish, Deadly Plumage auto and die. And for a year, I'm ready for CFO. I hope they can go all the way. Super reasonable. I think Flying Oysters are really, really cool. Incredibly underrated. Have been all year. This happens to the LCP first seed every year. It's ridiculous. They are, for my money, more than capable of a semi-finals. How the feeling Close going to pop off this game and they throw game 4 possible? Razork has been so bad. Yeah, I've been very unhappy with him this tournament. Like, he's an inconsistent player at the best at times. That's a really good solo kill from Exa. But yeah, I expected better from him. We didn't get it. Right, T, I zoned out and just drummed on the table for a second there for no reason. Hello, hello. Hey, Drew. Oh, you? Yeah. Hi, Drew. So you may have seen the clip. Good to see you, friend. How are you, Luna? Having a good day? Oops. There's some music. When are we due to start? When are we due to start? Soonish. Hey, don't follow Matty. Where's my timers? Oh, within the next 20 seconds, baby. Let's go. Here, I thought we had something special. I mean, Drew, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am. Cinema game. GK throwing? No, really? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, baby, right. You pause that. I think I have fumbled slightly by accidentally going live on Alex's Twitch at the same time as mine somehow, which has been funny. Thought I'd turn the connection off, and I have. However, with the way my multi-streaming thing works, because I'm signed into Alex's Twitch on my OBS for world stuff, I have ended up, despite my multi-streaming settings, still sending to Alex's Twitch, but despite having turned off the connection via the multi-streaming plugin thing I've got. So I'm on 2 channels at once, which I didn't expect to be. So I might just try. Raiding over to my channel to say hello, guys, because it's a bit awful. We'll see if we can sort that out. Who scales better? Oh, we're not at that point yet. I need to move my camera around. I'm going to send you over to mine, because I'm live on that one. Awkward. Come say hello to me, where I'm actually live. Let me move my camera. There we go. Beautiful. Hi, Alex. / me. Awkward. Unexpected raid. Yeah, no, that was on me for having accidentally gone live on 2 channels at once. But there we go. Wukong top jungle, it was. The world this year feels pretty busted so far. Yeah, it's definitely been the most versatile. Very, very strong jungle. I do think that Kiana is probably up there if you're a good Kiana team, but I think it's a bit more reliant on you having a player able to manage it. This isn't Nightmare. It's me. Hello. Where we should have been in the first place. I'm sorry, it's my fault. My fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. There we go. Right, so Yunara, Trundle, Nico into the Wukong. Trundle into Wukong, something we've seen a fair amount of. Smolder, Aurora, good scaling, good AoE. If you can get Tungi to a later game scenario, we'll be feeling pretty good. The problem is you got to get there, and Nico Yunara is incredibly lane dominant. Incredibly lane dominant. And if you're giving lane dominance for Trundle to go and mess with Wukong early, that's pretty scary. Nightmare initialized with the same person the entire time. Unintentionally so. As stated, it was a mistake on my end. I am sorry. My bad, as they say. My bad. Vedius 3 times. Wow. Have you seen us all in the same room? Yes, actually is the answer as well. Alex yells from the other room as well. We are part of the greater Vedius family. Opinions on the LEC probably being the worst major region right now. I wouldn't count G2 out yet. We need to see what happens with MKOI, because I think MKOI actually could and probably should have beaten KT from the position they were in. 100 Thieves, I think, caught BLG on a bad day, so I'm not entirely sold on them. I think LTA and LEC are still on a very similar level. And to say otherwise is regional cope, which is fine, but that's what it is. It's just me in a wig. Yeah, that's right. Victor Syndra away from slow queue. Is it just LeBlanc angle then? Yorick here is a split push option. Potential way to play away from the Smolder and the Aurora. Though I will say, you can just roll swap the Smolder top with the Taeyun swap to get free stacks off the Yorick early. Which is definitely possible. Mahile could Cho'Gath here. And be okay with it too. There's the bar. Good road. That suggest that doesn't. That's increasingly likely to me they're going to look for a Taeyun swap now. And they're going to go for the Nah. It's okay. Into Yorick, you can hop over the cage. You're a ranged champion. Been done before. It's not that special here, but it'll do just fine. Not horrific weak side as well. Assuming you can manage Mega Nard time is a Kali for slow queue. Okay. So, KCB going to want to spike really hard at one item. Get Trundle and Akali playing around the really shoved Yunara Nico. You can threaten Aurora, who walks quite close to you. And if you time your Shuriken flip well, you can't hop away. Unicorns of Love and GK is apparently a throw-a-thon. Wondered whether it might end up there. Wondered whether it might end up there. On the bright side, even if Cliff, even if Cliff can try to bully me, I don't have to play with him. There is that. Thank you for the follow, Van Kaifi. Appreciate you. I gotta stop falling asleep to League. A couple days ago, I dreamed I married Poby and Mickey X was the flower girl. That's excellent. That is an excellent statement. Let me go get myself my tea. And I will return shortly.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Hello there. Whoa. That's from the... Oh, is this the Vedius family stuff? Yeah, Flexius, Foldius. I'm not seeing that wrong. Do I like being called Initialize something else? Sam works as well. Sam's my real name. Initialize is my caster name. It's the handle. I believe in Closer in this match. Yeah, he's a good Wukong player. The Wukong can do a lot of work here. He's going to be asked to. I think especially if this Yunara and Nico get things rolling to allow Trundle and Akali to start getting into the enemy jungle and start messing with people, I get a bit nervous. I think if KCB are forced into 2-item team fights, it's harder for them. They have a less good overall team fighting comp. The skirmishing's still decent for me, so you got the Wukong, you got the Bard. Even Aurora plus level 6 will be good at that one as well. That's correct, Mufadwa. I had to think about how to pronounce that one. There we go. Flash. Mill is dead. Very nice gank from Yukino. Red buff and over. Oh. Does Yukino just reset or go towards Krugs and down? I think you might have to. Probably what you do is you do Krugs, Raptors, and just full clear and then go back topside for the camp. For the Scuttle Crab. You're going to have to give up bot side Scuttle Crab. But on the other hand, what you might be able to do is Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Blue, and then have your bot lane come and fight Krugs with your bot side Scuttle Crab with you. Yeah, Chloe's going to try and fight for the Raptors here instead, which I think is probably the smarter call. Smite. Closer gets those. Yukino doesn't smite, but Closer does. But it doesn't mean Closer doesn't have smite for a potential grub. Secure in about 30 seconds. Just call me Mufa. It's in Polish. Ah. This Nick is a mistake of use. Also, I'm just Peter. That's fair. Mufa is easy. Mufa second it's like, okay, I'm with you. Not second, too. I get you. I'm with you. We've all been there. Batu. Slightly sad we didn't have some of the Polish teams make it as far as I thought they might at one point. Yeah, now the problem is Closer doesn't have smite. He's come and had to smite for Raptors, and therefore with the bot side priority, he's going to lose his bloody red buff. That's rough as hell. Oh, man. Flash. Batu heals. Tries to get the stun on Piero. Won't. Piero dies. Piero dies. Can still look to get the Bard, and they will do. Okay. So annoying that the Smolder gets a kill. Annoying that the Smolder gets a kill. They do get both summons off Batu. Same with Piero. Trundle's scary. Trundle should get Scuttle Crab, and then blue buff. Does Trundle just ignore his blue and go for other Scuttle Crab? Let's have a look again. So they try to make the play. Batu with the heal got him just out of range of the Tangle Barbs. The slow from the W meant that they couldn't get out of turret range, so they have to then trade for Batu, who's going to die anyway, but does a decent job. Mid lane we look. Yeah. Trundle's going to go try and take the second Scuttle Crab and go for respawns on camps. With the Bard roaming, they're probably a bit risky. Okay, so he's resetting now. Fine. Not the cleanest clears of all time from Yukino. He tried to greed for the second Scuttle, won't happen because basically because the Bard followed. It does mean that Smolder is going to have to deal with the 2v1 for a while here, though. So this might get Call Me a shove in, which you wouldn't always get. I haven't seen a Nara in a while. We've seen little bits and pieces here or there, but it generally is part of, like, Fearless Best of 5, not in... you know, we're game 3, right? So it becomes a bit more of an option then. Yeah, the other thing is, as we noted, X-Kick is actually quite farmed ahead of the Smolder. The only thing is Smolder getting the kill does really help there, because was in danger of falling behind a bit. Might still yet. Double root, very nice. Barrier onto Tungi, flashing on forwards. X-Kick with the thingy strike. Bird of cultivation, rather. Double healing shrines, though, meant that he wasn't actually in much danger as he thought. Still got a flash. That was a bit far from X, I'm not going to lie. Drink some of this tea and stay alive. Bisto. Bisto. It's very milky. It's a milk oolong. It's a relatively pale oolong anyway. I might have also poured a little bit too much milk in, to be fair. It tastes alright. But it's not standard tea, to be fair. That is not an Earl Grey or an English breakfast or whatever. Oh, you committed sin and made black tea that colour? Yeah, no. Also, I'm not going to lie, I think the lighting is making it look more that colour than otherwise. Look, tired, mate. Did co-stream Wells go well? It did. I'm just very tired. Just very tired. It was a 6 a.m. start. It is now nearly 8 p.m. We are a full 14 hours deep into the broadcast day. Main turf flashes away. I think this might be a kill for the Smolder. Or not. Dark Procession coming up again soon. Main is quick. Okay, they can't get him. X is here. Cost a flash, but steel cap value's good. It's got go from Tamu in bed. Yeah. There is. Tungi's in so much danger. Oh, that was a good stun. Arc of Ruin, though. Gets through the portal, gets out. Still, flash off Tungi is fine. You can turn back towards the grubs. Slow Q's coming. Hang on, watch the Akali angle. Misses the twofold hex. Yukino gets a chomp, turns back towards the grubs. Good route. Interrupt. Onto Slow Q, causes some trouble. Gets hit by Cycling Part 2, can't go forwards anymore. Slow Q, that wasn't the best. We'll still get them 2 grubs, probably. Answers that. Does he want that? Oh, he burned his ult already. Hang on, the grubs are still up. I think KCB can probably still play this. Man, I can't believe Slow Q ended up basically ult-1ing into Cyclone and then walking into the second Cyclone anyway. And so far not getting anything. That wasn't fantastic from him. What Smolder stacks are we at? 55. Not great. That's not great. But again, it's only 10 minutes, so it can still change. Can reverse sweep? Possible. Not easy, but possible. Same CS as stacks. Yeah, true. True. Actually, I'll give you that. And X didn't get any slurkle value. True. True. Flash. That's a good route. Yukino heals with Subjugate for a while. Oh, he does finally fall, but they had to go through the magical journey. Tungi got pulled out of it. Oh, Toongi's dead. Oh, no, Toongi. That's unfortunate. How did he get pulled out of the magical journey there? What did that? It wouldn't have been Yukino because he's dead, so it can't have been a pillar. Dark Procession or something? Maybe it was the Dark Procession from Yorick. So Yukino heals for a while with the subjugate, eventually goes down to the burn from MISA. What pulls him out? It is actually just a Q landing onto him, pulls him out of the... Is that a bug? Or is that just Yorick hitting him? Either way, Yorick did something to pull him out there. Yero front steps it, not bad. Needs to be afraid of getting stunned to the wall. He's likely just dead here. How did Pierre end up there by himself? What? Why are you there by yourself? Topside Mihile is probably dead. Pillar. Stomp. Like, what? Why would he step back? Yukino? It was his E animation being over. Oh. That explains it. He entered while he was Eing, so when the E ends, he comes out of the terrain. What was that, Yukino? Just chomp the bloody yordle. Yeah, take for sure attack move, click and lost vision. That's exactly what happened, Vintoxicated, I agree. That's exactly what happened. That, you know, that's, yeah, there's no other way it is, actually. He will have absolutely lost vision and ended up attack moving. For sure. How many stacks? 85 of them. Yeah, Smoldery, the flap, pulled him out because he went into the magical journey, and clearly when that ended, it pulled him out over the terrain. I'm about to say, I think they might be in danger here. Pop Blossom. Closer's now in danger. Good damage onto Closer. Hop forwards, gets that one. Keeps hunting. Oh, Arc of Ruin as well. Exa gets the double. Now they've got to be afraid. Those Call Me will die for this. That's fine. Toongi's here. We'll get one back. Eats a lot of Mist Walker damage, though. Bloody hell. Yorick hurts Toongi quite a lot there. Still, that's 3 for 1. You're happy. 85 or 12 is not great, agreed. He's going to be better after that fight again. That's like another 15 stacks. That's better. But still not fantastic. You're a long way off 225. Loki wants it. Lands it. I think Mihile... He doesn't want to give up the wave. That's probably fair. And Akali doesn't have ult, so actually it would have been stupid regardless. That works like that? I've never seen it before, but apparently so. Regarding the... Flap. The Smoldery. Might try and dive this. Unlikely to at this point, though. X is now pretty scary, just in general. Not the cleanest game from KCB, though. And again, if it does get late enough, just virtue of Smolder, Wukong, Aurora will probably be quite difficult for the Akali Yunara to consistently get the kills into. Do you think Hexplate Vi has potential? Probably not awful. But why are you doing that, say, over Sundered Sky? Or if you're not doing that, then why are you not doing, like, Eclipse? Triforce, you know? Hexplate is decent. But you kind of need a little bit more burst on Vi. Like, it's not bad synergy, right? Because a bit more ults for Vi, great. More attack speed, more health, that's nice and all. I fear quite heavily for your damage when you do need to burst people. And your dueling is going to suck. And so as a result, I think it is kind of for very specific builds. If anything, Toongi got his flap interrupted. He's so dead. Flop? Flash from Yukino. Where did I get flop from? Long day. Flop. Batu. Blooming Burst, Tangle Barbs, Empowered Auto, Stun, Pillar, Magical Journey, and X is waiting! And he flashed. Oh, Batu, that's unfortunate. Herald's going down, but they have just lost an additional member. Tungi can't teleport back in. They have to pull this off. Off this. Closer loses half his HP. A little harsh if I see that in my game, I would DC. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there are better builds for a reason. But if you're asking why, Baku, that's probably a large issue. At least a part of it. I'd much rather have Sun Sky Black Cleaver than Experimental Hexblade. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think Black... Again, because it's like makes Vi's burst combo really strong. And you kind of want to get as much value out of that ult as you can. Not necessarily that attack speed and ability haste for your ult is a bad thing on Vi. It's not. But I feel like it is a luxury 4th item or whatever. You can see Axiom Arc on Vi if you go like crazy Profane Hydra Eclipse buildsy type thing. Are you streaming since 7 AM today? Pretty much. Yes. There was a brief break in the middle. Brief. Got tacos? Hell yeah, Solly. But yeah, we've been going for a long time today. Long time. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Streaming from 7 AM once again. That's feats, it is indeed. Double Dragon and the Herald will do that for you. Main to pick up some paddles. Paddler. Mahila needs to flash. Pillar, Arc of Ruin dead. Tries to get the wallop down, does not. That'll be a turret as well with the Herald plate. That's a good sequence from Carmine Core Blue now. Oh, another Arc of Ruin. Closer eats a lot of damage. And the Mistwalkers. Oh, very nice. Oh, the Tempered Fate. Dungy walks over. Yukino could be in danger. Pop Blossom. Oh, nice. Mainta going to get the last rights down. Mainta will die for that. Slightly unfortunate as X is continuing to trade out. Best he can with the Cultivation of Spirit. Looking for the root. Can't quite do it. They thought they had that with the Pop Blossom there, I'm not going to lie, but they had no slow Q, so there was no follow-up with the Akali ult, and you'd already burned X's ult. Did Tungi get the kill there, actually? Yes, he did. How many stacks? 180. Yeah, he's in an okay spot. He won't have it for the next dragon fight, but KCB have been relatively slow with the dragon stacking anyway. Hey, Dickerish, good to see you. KCB is just good. MISA is just bad. I mean, MISA's decent. I think KCB have just been better. I think Yukino has largely been significantly better than Closer this series, which has been a big problem. I also think Call Me's had a rough series as well. So for me, I think mid jungle's had a bit of a better end of it. And X has had a very good Kai'Sa game. He's having a good Yunara game as well. So that's mattered. Yeah, Yukino, yeah, the NA import is doing you boys proud. Wait, why the hell have Closer, Call Me, and TCL? Well, Closer is Turkish, to be fair. Call Me being there is a little bit more surprising. Yikes, sweating watching this series. I mean, Yukino, I think I think there's a few LCS teams that should be looking at this guy, for sure. Thank you very for the follow, LegiQ. Unless it's Legions with a Q in there. Tapeworm Gaming 300. Have you just got 300 tapeworms and that's how you game? That's kind of wild. What is also wild is the Pop Blossom that hit onto multiple members and led to the death of Smolder. Exa gets to step on forward with the Untouchable Shadow and continue to Arc of Ruin the back of Misa's heads. Just a weird-ass mid-jungle to see in TCO. You're not wrong. No offense, but after watching Worlds all day, I can see flaws in their macro plays. It is. I mean, you are watching the very best teams in the world versus ERL. Like, there is going to be a difference. There just is. There just is. That's account sharing for the 300 tapeworms. Very good. MISA playing bad, especially mid-jungle. Yeah, I think unfortunately Closer and Call Me haven't had a great day. And considering how good Closer can be, like he was playing very well in LEC not so long ago. Earlier this year even. We know how good he can be. It's a little disappointing to see that. Thank you for the follows, by the way, Pappy and Tapeworm. Good Pop Blossom. Piero makes the play. Exa just opens fire on the Smolder, who cries. If I win my rank games, the parasites don't kill me. Oh, I see. That's a hell of an encouragement to not lose rank games. Is every time you lose an additional tapeworm? Is that how that happens? That sounds horrifying, by the way. Oh, thank you for the follow, Ledura and Melanis, by the way. And Evan B. Smiley. Are you Smiley? Ellie seems to look at the UK, but I don't think there's a lot of teams who are looking for new junglers. Probably true. I think a lot of LCS teams would want to have a look at him too. Smiley day to you. Watch your bot lane feed 9 kills while tapeworms devour. Yeah, exactly. No! Watch the tape. Spamming Draven roots. They're VOD worms. Come on now. It's the modern day. No one watches tape anymore. Smolder will call Mom. Yukino will bonk the turret. Articon. It's a very dark conversation. I am sorry, guys. Would be Smiley if this game went to 2-2. We'll see, Evan. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Slow Q, back of the pit. How long until Shura can flip? Has it? Gets out. Smolder's at execute threshold, but Closer just got subjugated. Slow Q doesn't quite burn out. But oh my days, Akali got blasted. I think the exhaust came on through from the spellbook. Yukino gets a chomp on to call me, but not too much more. Or heal off of the Raptors. So that is Aurora ults. Smolder ult's already down. Cyclone's down. What do you lose on the other side? Subjugate and perfect execution. That's fairly significant, to be fair. Don't want to spoil anything, so I don't want to make my crit roll season 3 joke. That's fair. I think I know where you're going with that, but we'll not spoil. I'm enjoying crit roll season 4 so far. Atacon we go. DRX enjoyer. Oh, there we go. The blessings of Lord Death to you. Pop Blossom on 2, keeps Closer away. Atacon goes down. Piero backs away. Slow Q on the flank, but I don't think he really wants it. Just Shuriken flip out. Just flip out. Thank you. Haven't a chance to watch season 4 yet. It's really good. I think there's some really cool characters. I think they've definitely session zeroed a lot better than C3. I prefer the vibes and setting to C2. It feels a little bit more like campaign 1 in terms of stakes, but with a nice little bit of drama between people who have done a very good job of setting up who they like and don't like within the party before we get there. The backstorying and making sure everyone's on the right page has been done very, very well. BDS and Fnatic could look at him. Yeah, I could see that. Uncontested Atacon, Soul and Baron. Yeah, it's not great. I agree. PB71, I agree. It's tough. Season 4 characters seem very interesting. The dynamics very good. I'm right there with you. I think it's just cool dynamics. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I also just think it's a really cool framing as to why all these people are doing what they're doing. But we'll get there. We've got people to talk about. Mainta could end up dying here. Tungi could pop them. Has to flash over the wall. Yeah, but I say Smolder is still 3 items. Good hop out exit kick. Gives Slow Q an opportunity to get in the backside. Tungi gets barrier. Ah, dear. They overchased into the jungle. Slow Q gets a couple. I mean, it's over. It's over. Don't call me, maybe. Hey, I just watched you, and this is crazy. But here's the Baron. So call me, maybe, don't be there. I forgot there were games today. Feels bad. Sorry about that, Noonday. Yes, indeed. With Worlds happening, it's a bit of a weird one. I think unfortunately there's just been a bit of a diff in the jungle mid. And that's been problematic. And then don't get me wrong, I also think on top of that, X is having a great series. So that's also tough. So basically, they try to get a pick off here, and they have main to come on down, and basically they have everyone roam. They're looking for picks because they're struggling in the 5v5s. And they nearly get this one, especially because Smolder's doing a lot of damage, but they can't quite follow, and at which point they've gone really deep. And watch where the Akali comes from. Because as they retreat, Slowq manages to Rocket Belt R1 Shroud into the backline on top of the Smolder, who's burned all his cooldowns. Realistically, probably just need to flash the R2 and try and play for the flip. It doesn't happen. Does mean he'll have flash potentially for the soul fight, but I just don't know how easy it's going to be to get over here. If Closer doesn't steal this, it is over. If it's not already. The heal, eh? Piero will die. Piero does die. X is not getting that much value. Good stun on the wall. Slowq gets interrupted by Cyclone again. And stunned. Slowq's probably dead. Oh, no. What? Slowq got that? No way. That's ridiculous. He got interrupted by both parts of the Cyclone and still murders 2 people. Okay, they're just too far ahead. They're just too... I mean, they are 9,000 gold ahead. I mean, yeah. Fine. Fine. Oh, dear. Well, that is a 10-1 Yunara, baby. Who am I rooting for at Worlds? I have a soft spot for top esports. I shouldn't, but I'm a big Kanavi fanboy, and I think he's having a great tournament so far. Always cool to watch T1 be cool. If they can get towards the finals and try and play for the 3-peat, get to the hat trick. First attempt at that since 2017. That'd be kind of fun in its own way. Probably the 2 teams I'm most excited for. G2 as the LEC guys. That's a good one. Smolder flash over the wall gets blasted by Yunara. Yeah. Yeah. It's just the way... Oh, man. Exy just hurts. Didn't get hit by the Tempest Fate, and Exy just goes absolutely bloody not. Misses his W anyway. X is just free firing the entire fight. Rich not looking great either, yeah. Oh, baby. That's another double for Slowq. He will likely die here, but I think in some ways his work is done. He gets to go golden anyway, so it doesn't give a damn. Well, that's it. It's over. GG. 3-0 KCB. Very swift. I'm on the AL train right now since EU team's just killing my hopes. That's fair. Be careful. I wonder whether Flandre might hurt you yet. Be afraid of the best of 5s. I need to see Shanks and Flandre do well in best of series. None of this fake best of 1 munchiness. Just had my boyfriend bring me enchilada to my desk. Oh, you're doing well, Amber. Nice. Oh, let's have a look. I will shave my head if G2 wins World. I will shave every hair on my body with a smile on my face. I mean, holding you guys to that. There it is, on screen. El Diablo 2487 DRX enjoyer. Don't disappoint me. I'll be sending this to G2. All right, guys. I'd stick around and see things, but I am absolutely bloody exhausted. Absolutely bloody exhausted. It's been a very, very long day. So I'm going to bid you all a wonderful rest of your days and say goodbye for now. We'll be back tomorrow for Lost Stones versus Galleons. I can't promise what fit state I'll be in after Worlds, but hey, who knows? Until then, though, guys, have a wonderful rest of your days, wherever you are around the world. Have a wonderful time doing what you're doing. And I'll see you for some more League of Legends tomorrow. If you are World enjoyers, do come watch over on twitch.tv/Nightmare_, the YouTube or Anivia. Be great to have you guys in there and giving us some support. If you've not subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing to the channel here on Nightmare. It does make a lot of difference to myself and to Alex. Until then, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Much love. Bye-bye for now. Subscribe.
So, it's not the Rambo. 今日のキーワード聞き逃したならヘッセ Get set, get ready, open, go hard, so dark, don't find the mark. 今日のキーワード聞き逃したならヘッセ Get set, get ready, open, go hard, so dark, don't find the mark. Give me chance, take me deep. Give me chance, take me deep. Give me chance, take me deep. Trust me with the world. 重なるよ、色を変え。Tell me who you are, what's in the mind. If it's with face, you lost again. Step aside and see the world. Green in mind, always in your mind. 行き先不安 Show me a smile, that's what they like. Call me your gosh. Just a matter of time. Like got eyes, it's not a fact. 気に召すまま Curiosity, curiosity. 見た目じゃなく見る目でしょ。見せ見失う我見失う Forgetting out control. 痛いくらい差し込む光全体見も錦の dream. Just like a charm, no doubt, no harm. わびさび聞かせて all okay. Opers, go hard, so dark. Don't find the mark. まだまだここからスタートじゃない Check out to the DJ. Realities and moralities, it's just your alley, baby.